felt that we would need the game, and I think it was proved. We had a chance then to look at Darren Gibson, obviously Robbie Brady. I hadn't seen play, for us anyway, obviously hadn't seen very much of Darren Gibson at all in the last couple of years. So I thought the game was needed, and it's nice to win. Plenty of improvement, obviously, with Tbilisi just on Sunday. But just nice to win the game, and things to work on.
You brought on Shane Long and Robbie Keane and Aidan Gee at the same time. Did you feel there was more goals in this game for your team?
Well, you were obviously hoping that we would win. Like to have been further ahead by half time. Thought that played some nice football, but sometimes 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 passes and then ball going backwards. Not really quite had possession of the ball. Nice passing, but you have to make it effective. That's something that we've been striving to do. And I thought maybe the substitution come on and give us a bit more impact.
You spoke yesterday, Martin, at the hotel about the different options available in terms of formations, and you started with Wes just off the front, and then maybe in the second half you had a look at the 2 up and then maybe the 3 back towards the end.
Yeah.
Are you happy with the different options available to you for the campaign in terms of?
Well, I think that it would have been nice, really, had we got maybe the second goal a little bit earlier. Had toyed with the idea of playing 3 in the back, and we talked about it before. We hadn't had a chance to practice it, and that's always a concern. And but the players were ready for it. All three at the back. What we would have done is that we would have pushed Myler into the middle of the field, and got the 2 that would have been Pilkington and Brady, both wide, probably playing as wing backs if that was the case. We were aware of that beforehand, but we didn't get using it for quite some time. It's just in case we have to, during the course of the campaign, change around, and the players are at least aware of it, if not absolutely comfortable with it. Some players don't mind. 1 or 2 of the lads have played it before. 1 or 2, it might seem a bit strange.
Would it be fair to say that 5, 6, 7 maybe of the lads on the bench will more than likely start on Sunday?
Well, I obviously had a concern about Joey O'Brien had to go home. He would have started in the right back position tonight, and James McLean, unfortunately, has not come through. It's not that he's picked up any fresh injury or anything like that, but really, James is disappointed in the sense he thinks he's further on. My concern with James really is that while the injury is healed up, he hasn't played that much contact football. We put him in yesterday. He didn't do too badly at all, but I thought everything was just maybe too much for him. And so perhaps, obviously, Wigan weren't really that keen about him playing either. And I understand that from a club viewpoint. But anyway, the point I want to make is that if he did maybe pull a hamstring or a calf muscle in an attempt to strive for full fitness, then he might miss the games next month. At least now he's got that chance to get ready and fit. So with all of that into consideration, we had to make the changes.
Is he in the squad for Sunday, or is he?
He's not in the squad for Sunday. No.
Martin, you're glad the wait is finally over now after all the months, and
yeah.
you've got a competitive game now on Sunday.
Oh, really? I'm absolutely. It's been a long time, really long period. Whether you think it's been long, I remember sitting here in November time, way back after the match against Latvia, I think it was, and maybe thinking this day would never come round. So it's here upon us. We've got the whole campaign starting off on Sunday. Just having a look at the fixture list here, where we've got a host of away games, then we've got some matches at home, and it'll be, as I said yesterday, it'll be a long road. But we want to try and be as prepared as possible for it. And someone next door just asked me the question, were you hoping that you would maybe play your starting 11? I thought that was just an impossibility, even if I'd wanted to tonight, because of the situation we found ourselves in.
Stephen Quinn, being impressive.
Sorry?
Stephen Quinn, were you impressed with his contribution?
Stephen has done fine. He seems to... apparently he might have been looking at one stage maybe at leaving Hull, but he's fought back impressively to try and get a starting place in their team, and he's playing with a bit of confidence.
Martin, will you go to Georgia on Sunday with more confidence after tonight's display?
Well, you see, I've got this thing. I know that. I mean, if we want, well, let's every friendly game, let's play somebody that you think you can win. I'm not in for that. You know, we've won the game. We've taken a bit of confidence. There was never a lack of confidence, even with the games in the summertime. So we've changed the side round so many times now, just to more or less to see what players can do. All with the one thing in mind, to try and get as prepared as possible here for Sunday. I've had a chance to look at some players this evening again that I hadn't seen before. Perhaps you hadn't seen too much of them either. We're fine. We're going into the game, and that was the idea of it.
Martin, just to get your thoughts on the attendance of 14,000. Is that a disappointment to last home game before the qualifiers? The crowd so low? Or
absolutely, for me, absolutely not. Absolutely not. In this day and age, I think I'm delighted that 14,000 people would turn up for a friendly game with respect to a man. Maybe not the opposition that you can think about. Maybe for an England or a USA or a Germany or whatever the case may be. Not at all. And it's money's tight. Not at all. And not in the least. You know.
And in terms of the people in the FAI who are looking at the money side of things, would they have the same answer?
I wouldn't. You'd have to ask them that. I'm 14,000 people to turn up for a game. Against Oman, I think that's. I don't know how many you were expecting, but everyone who paid some money to come in there, I shall applaud them.
Martin, Shay didn't have a lot to do tonight, really, but has he given you more of a question over that number one spot? Is he in contention for it come Sunday?
He didn't have very much to do. Again, someone asked, was he guaranteed a starting place in the lineup? Absolutely not. He did fine. He didn't have anything to do. You're absolutely right. But he has been, to say, for the last couple of days, he's been excellent around the place. He's been very encouraging to the other goalkeepers and to everyone else. Actually, and he's been very positive in terms of attitude. He's not expected anything, and that's the way it will be.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm not expecting you to answer this, Martin, but in your own head, do you know now which goalkeeper you will start on Sunday? If you don't want to tell us who it is.
Okay, I won't answer it.